Alright, we're back. So as I was saying, you can't really. I had a similar experience last year, but it was a bit different, right? Because I hadn't actually made any sales, so there wasn't any proof that the work I was putting in was going to result in anything. In my mind, I kind of knew it was, but that's it was a kind of lie I told myself to keep going, if that makes sense, right? Because you need to be kind of delusional, right? That's the word. You need to be delusional to be able to make great things happen. Because like if you think about the actual odds of being rich or doing all this great stuff or insane stuff, you have to like it's very improbable, and to think you're that guy is delusional. So you have to be delusional to be successful. um but at the same time, right, that doesn't really yeah, I really didn't have a point with that. Anyways, um I had the same thing happen last year, but I just gave up. So I was midway to the vacation. It was a longer vacation too. It was 2 weeks, and midway I was just like I just gave up. I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to do work. It is very dumb. And the truth, it was really dumb. I didn't actually have that much work I could do, or I mean, I had work to do, but it didn't feel fulfilling, or it didn't have like an end goal. Right now I have like a deadline. It's the 18th of January, so it's like really close. Well, obviously 18 days, right? So I'm gonna be working a lot harder once I get back, at least. And right now, right? But um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I should definitely make a YouTube channel because it's easier than saving this on my phone. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it could be kind of like a New Year's resolution. That's kind of cool. I hadn't thought about that. That's smart. God, I'm such a dumbass. Anyways, I had a few other things I was thinking about. Um, mainly just uh, because obviously everything is in a long horizon, long time horizon, right? Like, if you want to know like the starting point of these videos, I'm making, or I did make in the last year, about 3.3k, and about half of that was in the last, oh, I wouldn't say half, maybe, yeah, half of it was in the last 4 months. Yeah, that sounds about right. So it's I'm accelerating, but at the same time, like I'm having to put the brake on, since um I'm doing this now. And the reason I'm doing the coding competition is um because it's like a national thing that lets me get into college without doing the exams and shit. So it's going to save me time. So I'm pretty much going to have the next year free if I get through that, which at this point I'm pretty sure I'm not. But there's another way. I have backup plans. It's fine. The point is, I'm pretty much going to have the next year free, which means I'm going to have a lot of time to do business. At the same time, I'm turning 18, which will mean which will like give me a lot more freedom. I can like start the business and start filing taxes and stuff. Yeah, I have a lot. Like, I don't know. I guess this is easier than writing your thoughts out is the kind of reason I'm doing this one. I also like making videos, so I think being able to speak on camera is kind of a valuable skill in that regard. And being able to speak. There's a fancy word I was looking for and I did not find it, so we're gonna go with speak eloquently. That wasn't a fancy word, that was not another fancy word I just came up with. Yeah. I think being able to speak well is articulate yourself. Yeah, articulate yourself well. Yeah, I think that's an important skill, and I wanna learn that. So that's another reason I'm making these videos. I'm jumping kind of all over yeah, over the place. I also wanted to record a video because I wrote the script. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do that later. I think that's gonna have to go on the back burner. I'm gonna just go full force at this once I get home. Just try to keep the routine, and like at least at the end of this, I'm just gonna ignore pretty much all of my responsibilities. Just like really go, nothing matters. I'm just all in on this, which hopefully might give me some results. At the same time, like I don't know, I'm really on the edge of like having enough skill, which is really annoying. In the regard that like, if I knew I was wasting my time, it would be easier. Or if or I guess if I knew I was in, it would be easier to plan around it. But there's nothing you can do about that. I guess you could say it's like, you know, I have it coming to me for like having most things in life come so easily to me. Not to like, I don't think, and mostly like I don't think it's like a good thing to have everything in life easy. It's not enjoyable, right? I don't enjoy school primarily because of how easy it is. I don't think, obviously you have like more opportunities and like whatever, you can make more money if you have like, if life is easier for you, or mainly school, right? Or I guess if it's business comes easily to like, right? But I don't believe anyone has business come easily to them, because it's not a skill. It's like obviously it is a skill, but the main thing you have to have is patience and the ability to be okay with uncertainty. And that's really the main ability you need to have to like build a business, right? So I don't think that comes easily to anyone. It didn't, at least it didn't come easily to me. It also like, obviously, I again wanna like really reiterate, people forget how difficult things are. So for instance, when you hear someone older, even if they're working the same amount as they were when they were younger, they're a stronger person now, or that task has become easier, you know, whichever it may be. So, and with time dilutes time dilutes bad memories. When you have bad memories, you strongly start to like, your mind really strongly tries to forget those, because they're not they're not helpful in like evolutionarily for you. Or, bro, I don't know. I don't know why that happens. You know, I don't care. You know, that just happens, and I'm saying it because I know I heard it from someone else. Whatever. Right? The point is, you gotta remember the past wasn't as good as you think it was, and the same goes for like my past. You know, I may think about it like, yeah, I had like, you know, 7 months of just not really getting anywhere, but during that time I was like, I was never going to give up, but the thought of how much easier it was to give up was incredibly captivating. And that is to say, like, it was hard, but I just can't know how hard it was because I'm no longer in that zone of hard. And even the last round of like trying to get new leads, like even that's like starting to fog up on how difficult it was. At this point, I don't feel like it was difficult at all, which I don't know. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I think mostly I remember the first round being so difficult because I strongly made a point to myself that it was difficult. I was having a hard time, and I wanted to remember that because I knew that this was an effect that happened to people. But I don't know. Then later maybe it wasn't so hard. And similarly, like I think most of the time I'm in my comfort zone, but I'm not entirely in it, which I'm happy about. That I'm not entirely in there. But the like obviously coding in an empty room, you don't get a lot of experiences of things that make you very uncomfortable. Similarly to something like a sales call or like an angry customer or whatever. I think these walls are very thin. I think everyone can hear me, but I don't know, whatever. I don't care. I think also like money is another thing that I've come to like new understandings about. I think this year I made for the first time I made some money for myself, and at the start I remember being so cautious in like how much it mattered that how I spent every euro or dollar or whatever. And I'm still cautious, you know. I'm not very I don't just spend randomly, but it does become. I think something else is also a lot of things that I wanted became something I didn't want anymore once I was able to afford them. Like I really wanted an iPad because I enjoy drawing, but as like work took up more and more of my time, I started to sideline drawing, which actually led to me not wanting an iPad anymore, which is a direct consequence of working more, the act of working more, creating less desires. Which I think the less desires is you have, the better, right? Because the less things you need, the more you're able to invest in yourself or the business or whatever, right? The things that you really care about, and not just materialistic items. Though I do that though. I like. I'm not gonna say I haven't bought anything. Like I said, I made 3.3k this year. About half, maybe a bit less, 1/3 was investments back into the business. another third went into savings, and the rest is spent, you know. And mainly that was on like a new phone, which I needed. I kind of view it as an investment because I need for a business. So you could say that, like more than just for the phone calls, and like there was other stuff that I needed, um, and also um, but like stuff I want to buy. Like I bought new shoes, or um, some nicer clothes, or that are closer to the style I enjoy. Which I don't have too many clothes because I like it. I like to keep it simple. Right. I like to have very simplistic attires. Um, so I just combo very few pieces together in quite similar colors, which I quite enjoy. But that just also means the quality of the pieces of clothing need to be much higher. I need to be quite high to actually make an impression, if you will. Yeah, I think that made sense. Fashion is something I enjoy, to some degree, right? I'm not like too into it, but like I think it's fun to look good, right? Like I like to work out. I like to do my shit. It makes me feel good, and I don't think I need to question that. I think it's fine. Like these are some fucking dusty ass pants, but they work. Um, yeah. I I was going to go about money, but I started talking about how I spend it. It doesn't matter, right? Um, I think I have a good handle on how I spend my money, and it's mostly fine. I think I want to save a lot because I think don't tell nobody, but it's good for safety. And it's nice to have a a safety bed, especially since um, you're where I'm going into business. I wanna not be able to not have to think about like um, being able to pay back a client that I don't like, so I had to kick them out or whatever, right? These kinds of things that may require more funds, and but are at the end of the day are good for the business. Um, yeah, but obviously, like if I'm this is the first year I made any money, so 3.3k is quite good for maybe like February. I made my first sale, so it's like it's okay, but it would not be an insane thing to say. Like for instance, I have a 200 euro monthly retainer on one customer, which is not like doesn't take a huge amount of my bandwidth, right? Um, and even just that is 1.2k already for the next year, um, pretty much because we have quite a good relationship with that. I have quite a good relationship with that client, so it's a I believe I'll make a lot more next year and a lot more the year after that. Um, but at some point, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stop feeling like a lot. Even now, I don't have that many things that I cannot buy that I would want to buy. Um, I would like a jacket, one of those pretty expensive ones. Uh, but I can afford that already. I have the money in savings. It's not really a problem, but I'm simply not buying it because it's too big of a share of what I have. So the only things that are left on a list of things I want to buy are mostly just gifts and like help to like my family and shit. which I really want to do, um, which is probably where I'm gonna spend a lot of my money. And similarly, I do like taking trips, and my mom, like our entire family likes taking trips, and I think I want to help them, because sometimes I think they go in, you know, we could do something, fancier, even though this is quite fancy already, but like, I don't know, just something like I think about. I want to do this. Whatever, I talked about it already. I want to do these videos weekly, because I think that's a good cadence for me to have new ideas, new subjects to talk about. Um, I just need to remember to do it. On top of that, I'm kind of going through the things I wanna discuss, because technically, yeah, I'm talking to the camera, but there are very few people listening. Either they're from the like future of, I don't know if I'm probably gonna post this somewhere. Future people wanting to see like where I started, or it's gonna be me, which is likely too. And but right now, in this moment, the reason I'm doing this is not because of any of those future people, or like me being a gracious soul for who likes to help others. It's mostly me wanting to think these ideas through to myself. Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna, the business is gonna grow next year a lot more, because of like not having school. I'll see the year after that. Maybe it's gonna be less. Maybe I can focus less on it or more. I don't know. Because it's going to be. I'm going to the army. It's mandatory military service, which there's nothing I can do about. And after that, I'm probably going to university. Even though I don't know, maybe I could make more money just doing myself. I think most likely I could. I think still going to university is going to be my what I do, because it seems more fun, honestly. Being alone in a room by myself, making a lot of money, just does not sound like the most fun thing ever. Like, it sounds like kind of a pain in the ass. I would much rather do it while in college, because I just find it more fun. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make so much money, it doesn't matter anyways. Because like your experience stacks, it's a very very compounding. Yeah, there we go. It's compounding, which means I already have the ability to make 200 euro a month. Now, once I scale it up to like 1,000 euro a month, even if I get a job, I can just turn it on like pretty easily back to like the place where I was at before I stopped it, like, or whatever. So I think I enjoy the freedom of knowing that I have the ability to make money, or a certain amount of money, by myself, more than I enjoy the actual money, because well, at the end of the day I'm learning, right? That's what I'm doing. This money, I'm like, I'm 17, right? It's not gonna, I'm not money doesn't make your life. Yeah, I guess that's the end of the sentence. Money doesn't do anything for you. It's how you use it, and obviously, if you need to buy food or shit like that, I'm like not in that case. You know, I'm fortunate enough to have like the basics uh, already given to me, um, which pretty much means it's the rest of life is kind of like a game, right? It's just how high of a score do you want to get, and in what game do you want to have it. I just chose the game of money because I find that intriguing, and then I'm gonna try to get my high score before I die, and I get forgotten, which is not a sad thing because it's going to happen to everyone, and it's fine. I don't think there's anything really bad about that. This went into a really philosophical direction, which I'm not going to go too deeply into because I think it takes a bit to explain, like my worldview. Unless you agree, which in case, nice. Um, yeah. We almost like we have this thing where we go on holiday on Christmas break instead of summer break, or winter break, I guess, whatever. You know, and I don't know if I'm gonna go next year. Not because I don't enjoy it, but because I think winter is a good time for me to focus. I have I have a lot. I have an easier time focusing when it's winter compared to summer. So yeah, but I'll see about that next year. Right? 52 episodes later or whatever. I'm probably gonna skip a few. But I believe in myself. Yeah, this is a long rant. I guess I don't have much else. Hopefully I've been speaking in a loud enough volume for it to be heard. At the end of the day, I don't care that much. You know, it's not supposed to be a good video. It's supposed to be like just me talking, and that's fine, I guess. I'm gonna try to do um at least some work, right? I'll see how far I get, but like it's annoying, right? When you want to do something but you just can't. Even though it seems so easy, just why don't you just open it? Why don't you just, you know, it's like a mental block. And you know, following the easy path. And I know it's not gonna get easier, but as long as I get better, it's enough. Yeah. I'm gonna be making big moves next year. I'm gonna hopefully have a lot of update videos to catch you up on all of the things that happen, and I'm gonna see what I learn. Hopefully I learn a lot, um, and hopefully I use those learnings for good. Alright, that's it. Bye.